it is 2026, am I right? And you could be like Alisha, you might want to start a business this year. You are joined by myself, Glen James, and Kayla Mowles. Kayla, welcome back to 2026.
Welcome back.
Now, Alisha, you could be like Alisha this year. Alisha is someone in your world who is in allied health.
Yes.
In Melbourne, but it really doesn't matter the location.
Yep.
Tell us about these questions that she sent you that, we're going to walk through.
Yeah, so I was having a chat to her. She was asking for a couple of bits and pieces of advice for starting her business this year. And I said, you know what, can you just text me these questions and we'll just record a podcast episode? Way easier.
I often do that. Mm-hmm. And anyone, and I'll put this out there, if anyone has any type of questions or topics that they want us to cover on This Is Business, literally just DM my LinkedIn, email us from the Money Podcast website, and just be like, hey, I'm curious to know, this is my broader question, and send us like 6 other questions. Because if you're thinking it, other people are, and it is a way that we can help as many people as possible.
I love it.
So we're going to go through and talk about Alisha's questions to Kayla about starting a business.
Let's do it.
I actually, before we do that, I'll say it once we get into it, because there's some questions here that I've got some comments, even though you're going to be carrying the bag. But yeah, my name is Glen James, and this is Business. All right, first question.
So a little bit of background, I think, to paint the picture. Alisha is a physio working in allied health, and she lives in Melbourne. So she used to be a contractor for a physio group, let's say, for another person.
Which is quite common in allied health, where you'd be a contractor within the business or the practice.
Totally.
Yeah.
And she said to me, she realised how much she was invoicing and realised how much the company was invoicing. And she goes, I think I could do that. So she's decided to go out on her own.
Yeah.
No previous business experience. So she has a couple of questions for us. First thing, when choosing my logo, how do I know what is quote unquote in and what won't date? What colours and designs do I choose?
Okay. Actually, before you answer that, I will say as a general vibe to other business owners, and even if I'm sure you'll send this to Alisha, so what up, Alisha?
Absolutely.
How are you? It's really common to think that when you're an employee, like, oh my gosh, I'm just carrying this so much, everything that I'm billing and all that, I could do this myself. One thing you have to realize is it takes a lot of work to build a business. So, go and try. But, the billings is one thing, which is fine. Yeah, I should be doing this myself. Can you guarantee that you can get the clients yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
And that you want to do the work to get those clients as well, because once you do become a business owner, it's not just about being on the tools anymore. It's about running a business.
Right. Okay, so what do we do with logos so things don't date?
Yes.
And what colours, etc.?
So I think a good place to start is your target market, and think about, are you a boutique physio? Do children go to physio?
Yeah.
A child physio. Weird.
Children need rehabilitation from injuries.
Perfect. Are you low cost, high cost? Where's your brand positioning? And I think that can really inform what your logo looks like. If you think of your target market, or maybe your, say, favorite customer, what brands do they resonate with? What type of branding would they love? And that's a really good place to start. What do you think?
I think in the instance, and it's probably more of an underlying theme with these questions, when just getting started, sure, we need a brand, a logo, and I will say a logo isn't just a logo. It needs to represent a brand, and we've done lots of, that type of content.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, Alisha, whether she has Unicorn Physio as the name, which is rainbows, sunshines, unicorns, all that stuff, or Alisha Physiotherapy, at the first instance, it really doesn't matter because the effort needs to be in getting new clients to see. Like you cannot lose, you cannot spend all day working on the pretty colours and thinking all that stuff because at the end of the day, you need to put the hustle on and find out where your clients are coming from.
That was the second part of the question that I saw when she said making sure that it doesn't date.
Yeah.
You have to accept your logo will date. Your first logo, when you're just starting out, you just need to get started and you're probably going to rebrand within the first, say, 5 years of the business. So choose something, get started and tweak as you go. Don't overthink it too much.
That's right, because the focus needs to be how do I get new clients?
Yep.
That's the focus.
Yep.
Okay, the next question, or have you finished your response?
Well,
because I think I'll read the questions to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the other logo question?
Yeah, what was that?
So.
Part 2, what colours and designs?
No, so there was probably question 3 while we're on the topic of logos.
They weren't in order on that sheet that you sent through, Kayla.
Sorry.
You're naughty. What free logo making tools are there? If I use AI, are there any copyright things that I need to consider? Yeah,
so I am a big fan of paying for logos. Yeah. Being an agency owner and a business owner myself, we design logos. I have a graphic designer in my team. So yeah, big fan of paying for logos. However, I do understand it can be a big outlay at first for a small business. And as we said in the previous question, as you said, it's really important just to get started and get something going. In terms of copyright, I was doing a little bit of research and it really depends on the T's and C's of the platform you use to create said logo. So a lot of people make logos off Canva, right? And I did a quick Google and the rights to a logo made on Canva are non-exclusive and you can't register it as a trademark. So that might not be an issue in the first 3 to 5 years of the business. But you may get to a point where you do want to register it as a trademark. You can probably speak on that more than I could. But I think you can find tools out there that are free or very cost effective, but eventually you likely have to have a rebrand or pay someone to design something custom for you.
Yeah. I think where I stand on the logo thing, you can tell when like ChatGPT or something like that has popped out a logo because it's actually rubbish.
Yeah. It's that balance of reducing the barriers to entry of you just need a logo to get started to having a crap logo.
and that's what I mean. Like you want to start a business here and the focus should be client generation. Sure, we're not spending $5,000 on a whole brand with a designer.
Totally.
And maybe we do need to, even if you just use something like on a Fiverr or just paid someone who is a designer to do something, because I think it will be better than AI generated.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to open ChatGPT now.
You're going to do
Make a logo for a physio. The business is called Stretch and Bend Recovery. Female-led and owned. Like, it's going to be rubbish. They usually all are. Okay. And then what I'll do, I'll share this for those on YouTube. I'll put it on. But in terms of copyright and trademarking, we're really not worried about that in the first 3 to 5 years, like if not at all.
Yeah.
But you also have to try and start with the end in mind. Like, does Alisha want to build a practice with multiple rooms like she was from, or just be by herself.
Yeah.
Now, you might not know that, but that's why it needs to be, well, do we just start with Alisha, physiotherapy, sole trader, done?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, here we go. Sorry, the image we created may violate our guardrails around potential fraudulent or scam activity.
Oh.
If you think we got it wrong, please...
Also, it refused to make a logo for you.
Yeah, that's weird. You got it wrong. I just think the logo is the least of Alicia's problems here.
Agree. And yeah, as we said...
Because the logo isn't a business.
No.
It's part of a brand identity.
I think a lot of people can spend too much time worrying over the creative, fluffy stuff because, you know, it's your business. You want it to look good, you know, and
it's fun and exciting.
And it's fun, yeah. It's like the one fun part
Yeah.
of starting a business, but it can also lead to a bit of analysis paralysis, I feel.
Well, just general distraction.
Yeah.
And then the question, what I'm going to do...
Did that logo end up working? Did you try it again?
And I'm going to put it on the screen for those who are watching.
So it's called Stretch and Bend.
Recovery.
I reckon it's going to be maybe like a brown or a green.
Remember I said female-led.
Okay, pink and maybe a green.
Look, to be honest, I originally thought this could be crap. And I guess it is, but maybe... All right, Sean.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're back. And you may have got Kayla's instant response if you're watching online on YouTube. Look, as I said, on one hand, it's probably better than maybe what someone could do. On the other hand,
yes, it
also looks pretty crap, but I don't know. I just think it really doesn't matter. I used to say for years, my business could be called Dickhead Financial Planning. Like, as long as I provided a really good service and I delivered, word of mouth will do all the heavy lifting anyway.
Yeah. You know what, actually, I think on a previous episode ages ago, we were talking about, I think it was like business names, and we said something about like risky insurance or risky consulting, and we joked about how bad that would be as a business name. A car drove past me the other day, and it was risky insurance or something.
Yeah.
I thought, damn, someone's listened to the podcast and they've stolen our idea.
They really have.
But you're right. You can literally call a business anything.
Yeah, to a point, and it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so just get started. Your advice is just get started.
We'll be back right after this.
If you're after personal financial advice, don't get it from a podcast. But if you want guidance tailored to your situation, head to moneypodcast.com.au and click Get Help. We'll connect you with one of our trusted professionals, financial advisors and mortgage brokers, who work with people right across Australia. No matter where you are, they can help. Now, before we get back to the show, a quick reminder to protect your financial life. That means having income protection sorted. It means having death cover if there's any debt or dependents relying on you. It means getting your personal insurance in order. Most people insure their car, they insure their house, but what about themselves? Sky Wealth, who support this podcast, are specialist financial advisors who can help you get the right cover in place. Their advice is often more comprehensive and better value than going direct through your super. Book a complimentary 15-minute chat at sky.com.au. That's skye.com.au, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Do we want to do how many times do I need to use keywords in my website to pop up on Google?
Yeah.
Talk to us about this.
Let's do it. So I feel like, again, people can overthink this and their website ends up becoming, it sounds like an SEO robot of like best physio in Melbourne. You know, it sounds awful. And then, yeah, you could be ranking first on Google, but your website sucks and no one's inquiring. So I think it's about finding a balance. There are a few back-end things I'd recommend that you do, not instead of putting keywords in your website, but that can give you a little bit more leeway. So your website doesn't have to be super keyword heavy. First off, the page format. So using headings, subheadings, body copy, making sure that's all set up properly and putting your keywords in your headlines. The back end of your website where you have all your photos saved, make sure there's alternate text
Is
on your
Squarespace
photos.
kind of the go-to, or do you have other low-cost stuff that you recommend to people?
I love Squarespace.
Yeah.
And if you do have a Squarespace website, you can literally Google SEO checklist Squarespace, and it'll give you like everything you need to do with instructions. URLs, adding keywords in your URLs for your different pages. But the most important thing, I think, is submitting your sitemap to Google. So then Google can crawl your website and it knows what pages are where and look at your keywords, and you're basically helping Google to recommend you.
Do you know if Alisha wants to rent her own room within another practice or something like that?
I don't think so.
Where will she be practicing?
She will be mobile, so she'll be traveling to clients.
Right, okay.
That's not to say that she might not want to have her own clinic one day. I don't think she's thought that far yet.
Yeah, because do you want to finish on your Google comments?
Last thing I'll add to that is there's free SEO reports. So SEMrush is a good handy one for that to see your progress.
What is it called?
SEMrush.
How do you spell that?
SEMRUSH.
SEMrush.
And Rush.
Rush.
Yeah. You don't want to get a rush.
No, not really.
But that's really helpful to run. I think you might get like one free report or something, or before you have to start paying for it. But that's handy just to see it ranks out of 10 the different parts of your website and all of that.
I'm going to be the wet blanket as well here and say that I need to shake up Alisha, because so far all these questions have been on stuff that isn't going to be the big deal breaker in her business.
Yeah, focusing on the minutiae.
Well, at the end of the day, when you look, I would encourage her to get a website, landing page, bit about her, what she does, services, contact form, just hygiene, right?
Yep.
But when we think about Google and SEO, how many times do I need to use keywords on my website to pop up on Google? It's not 1998 anymore, where at the bottom you could hide keywords. Google cares about new information. If she was going to care that much, she would be doing a weekly blog. Because Google, as you said, it crawls, which is indexes, websites, and it will keep going through. And if there's been no activity, it doesn't get priority. Now, second to that, in this era of AI, websites are borderline dead to a point. I'm going to chat. I'm going to Gemini. Sure, they'll be crawling the internet and giving a summary, but I don't use, I use ChatGPT now for my primary information search more than Google.
Yeah.
So I'd be more considered for her to have, even if it's her house, if she's comfortable, or some location, to set up her business name and use Google Maps.
Yeah, I was going to say Google reviews will be really helpful for that as well. I think if you look at it from Google's perspective, right, you're having thousands of people a day search physio near me or best physio near me. So what does Google need, or ChatGPT or any AI language model need, to give that person searching for best physio near me the best physio near them, right? So it's social proof, your Google reviews. If Google can see that you're highly rated, you're located near this person searching, the highest rated compared to your competitors, it's going to recommend you at the top. So what are the things that you can give these search engines to recommend you?
Yeah, but I think just getting started here, I would be focusing my effort on a basic landing page, which who are you, what do we do, and maybe detail the process. And then focusing our efforts potentially on Instagram and TikTok, because I reckon you would get more scope from those in your area.
And Google, and I'm not sure about ChatGPT, but Google is now recommending TikToks and Instagram Reels and stuff as well.
Yeah, someone on ChatGPT, well, I did on ChatGPT, I asked about a topic, it fed me an example of one of my own YouTubes.
Yeah.
Here's Glenn James from Money.
Yeah.
So to be clear, less energy on doing the website, more energy getting out there, speaking to people who can refer you clients. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. You're going to your physio. Okay, who needs physio? GPs need physios to refer. You're going to GPs to get referrals. Mm-hmm. You might do abstract stuff and go to the local bike exercise club or something, or a gym, or I don't know. You have to spend this next 12 months out there hustling like the internet didn't exist.
Yeah.
Or you really want to, because at the end of the day, when you're just starting out, presence is one thing. So like I do educational physio reels. Yep. This is how you stretch your back. And I watch them all the time. That ain't getting you a convertible client that's paying you. Mm-hmm. It's got to be word of mouth, and it's got to be a hot referral into your service-based business.
Yeah, so finding referral partners.
That's all all Alisha needs to focus on, referral partners.
Yeah.
Her whole effort, basic website, basic logo, basic name, her whole reason for living is finding other people to send her clients.
Yeah.
If she spends all the time worrying about the perfect logo and the perfect website, that's cute. Good luck getting a cold referral in the first few months from your new website.
Yeah. And I think
and I'm obviously could be wrong.
I'm just going to preface that then. Yeah. Everything I said could be wrong. I think with my chats to her, she has had a couple of clients come from where she used to work. So she's got a small pool of clients.
Yeah.
She hasn't gotten everyone, but people are beginning to come over. So she's got, say, half a week full. Let's just throw a number out there. Half of her week is full of clients. How can she make those clients refer her to new people, find other referral partners?
And the problem with this allied health stuff, generally you don't jump in the allied health train. It's going to be for a season. Mm-hmm. So in 6 months' time, her current client book, it might be a quarter of people or less. Because you go to the physio, do exercises, see you later, see you in 5 years next time you do your hammy.
Yeah.
You fatty.
Although
Glenn.
they do love, like every time I go to the physio, they go, we'll need probably six appointments for
Which
for
is
this
fine
one.
initially, but they're not going to, I can tell you now, sure, an osteopath, a chiro, or some other stuff, they're going to want repeat business, but physios, they want to actually fix you and move you on.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next one. Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
If we have a non-compete, how do we advertise in areas that may be in the non-compete radius lol?
I want you to answer this one first.
Alisha, generally speaking, a non-compete means you are leaving and you are not competing with your current workplace. Now, non-competes are quite hard to enforce legally. So in practice, if you did it, it'd be hard to enforce by the other party. I would say, though, we want to do everything that we can in the spirit of respect, ethics, morals, and all that stuff.
Especially if you're leaving. I know she wasn't an employee, but, you know, her previous boss, per se, I don't like the idea of burning bridges. And
it's a small world.
She's taken this small pool of clients into her new business from the previous business, right? So
with permission?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or I think like when I've moved from one allied health professional to another, if they've gone out on their own, it's up to the patient or client's choice. They get the opportunity to either go with them, or that's my experience with it.
Well, generally, they're a client of the practice, not the individual contractor.
Yeah.
At the first instance. Now, if she's negotiated that she can have some of these clients, that's fine. But what I would be doing is not blatantly running Instagram or Facebook ads in the same radius of the current practice.
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to get out there and do some word of mouth and all that, knock yourself out. But remember, you did sign something to say at some point, if I left or whatever, I won't compete for a period of 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm. My question is, like, why are we trying to compete in an area where you shouldn't be competing? Like, it's not as if...
At the end of the day, if she's mobile anyway,
exactly,
who cares?
Yeah. Like,
just find another market.
Yeah. I think there's an opportunity there to make a name for yourself in different markets surrounding, which is probably a better thing, right?
Yeah. Her next question, or did you have any other comments on the non-compete?
No, don't compete.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. What policies do we need in place ASAP when we start? For example, confidentiality, privacy, etc. Well, actually, you go. I want to steal your show.
This is, I'm obviously not an allied health professional, so I'm not going to get into what policies and contracts you need for physio. I think your basic ones for your website are your privacy policy, T's and C's, and a service agreement.
Yeah, but none of those for websites are enforceable by anyone, really.
But I wouldn't recommend not having one.
Oh, no, like you go to our website.
Yeah.
I've got disclaimers and a privacy policy and all that.
Yeah.
If I didn't have one, I'm not getting arrested tomorrow. I think it's best practice to have some internal policies.
Yeah.
But I mean, the more I read these questions, the more I worry about Alisha and her venture.
Mm-hmm.
She should know this stuff from working in the industry.
As a physio, would you say? Really?
Well, how is it different if I own the business or if I'm an employee? I know that when we get a new client, they fill out this new form.
Yeah.
And this is basic hygiene stuff.
Well, I wouldn't.
Or is she talking about specifically online, not in her profession?
I took it as online.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm picking up what you're putting down because, yeah, absolutely, I'm not the physio here.
No,
I'm not
she's
going
the
to tell
physio.
you
what do you need to do as per your...
what you've been doing previously.
Profession, I'm sure you've got professional indemnity insurance. I'm sure you're part of a physio association.
Yeah.
Lean on them for that stuff. They'll help you start your business. But I mean, in terms of policies, I mean, you could literally just put it into ChatGPT. Hey, what policies do I need?
Do you say hey to your ChatGPT?
I did actually.
Heya.
Don't say heya. What policies do I need for a website? Like fine print stuff. And this is where, our job won't be around soon doing a podcast. For Australian businesses, a website, this is the non-negotiable. I'll just share this. Okay, so for example, I've put up here what policy do I need for an Australian business website. This is a non-negotiable fine print stack. Privacy policy, blah, 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 blah. Terms and conditions, health and medical disclaimer, critical for physio, cookie policy, booking and cancellation policy. I don't know if we need an IP policy. You just put it in there that it's the logo's yours. All that. So that grabs basic hygiene. Again, this is the type of stuff where we are focusing 10% of our effort on. I can't be more clear. Our effort needs to be how the hell are we getting new clients in the door? Mm-hmm. This is just basic. Spend one day only. Landing page, logo, privacy policy, and get the hell out. Get out there and try and get clients. I really, these questions, while I know I'm being ridiculously harsh, but these are not questions that I want a new business owner asking at the first instance.
I think a lot of these are busy questions. It's really easy to feel like you are making progress by getting these things done, ticking.
And granted, I know that you're in marketing and all that stuff. She may have a friend who's a business coach and she sent questions to 5 ways to get 5 centers of influence within 5 days. And she might get that information.
Right.
I just think, understand that she has asked you potentially because marketing is your shtick. But if these are her only 5 questions of what I need to know to start my business, I'm pressing the panic button right now.
Yeah, I think the things like the website, landing page, policies, I'm picking up that it's going out and finding clients and customers is uncomfortable, right? Putting yourself out there is uncomfortable. And doing these things are, you can do them from a cafe, from your laptop in your bed. They're like the fun, fluffy things. And I can sometimes get stuck in that rut too of like knowing you have to put yourself out there. So it's procrastination.
Yeah.
Procrastination at its finest.
Yeah. And so all this crap, remember, when you are a business owner now, and particularly getting started, all this stuff, it's not in your 8 hours. During the day or your business hours, all your energy has to be on client generation and working in the business. All this crap is what we call working on the business.
Yeah.
We've got to do both. Most of the time, when you're just getting started, you got to be working in the business 80% of the time. If you are working on the business, it's likely going to be after hours or on Saturday.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, these tasks are non-billable hours,
That's
as
right.
they say.
Yeah. And the next question, ways to make website look more professional. I mean, your whole business is not about your website. Like, you may have to invest, and if you really want to set up and have a crack at this, you may need to pay someone like your business, I don't know how much to charge, but $3,000 or $5,000 and go, I want website, I want a style guide, I want everything to get going, but we don't want to
create barriers to entry to get,
No, like that's the
then
whole
it becomes
thing.
too expensive and too hard or whatever. Yeah. I also think, like, what does professional mean to you? What does that actually look like? Because professional to Glen James is very different to professional of Kayla Moles. Or Alisha might think something looks professional and we're like, what do you mean? It's so
I think
subjective.
the question needs to be ways to make your website look more appealable to your target audience or your desired client.
And I'm also thinking more established because she's just starting out.
Yes.
She might not have heaps of Google reviews yet. She might have a free logo like we've been discussing that might not be the best. How to make your website look more established.
Yeah, and I think you've hit the nail on the head around how to make it look established. But as well, who's your target client? If you're like, I do physios for coal miners who are bogans, well, that's going to look different than I had one of our members who did a part of the Glen James business boot camp.
Yeah.
She was actually an equine physio.
Okay.
Niche. So an equine physio website talking to horsey people is going to be different than if I do physio for coal miners.
Yeah.
So...
And they could both look professional and both look completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more I think about this, the more I'm going to do another cohort of the Glen James Business Boot Camp because a lot of this stuff, these are like questions that, and I get it, like we're new, but yeah, we've got to go back to, you started at the very start of this episode where we talked about who is our ideal target and what are we after, and then we just build from there.
Yeah.
This could be wild. This could mean that we don't have a website. We've got Instagram only, and the website link is maybe just one page with the booking form.
Yeah.
Because when people have followed you on Instagram for a while, they don't need a website to sell you. They're already sold. They just need someone to book you.
Yeah.
So it's all about strategy, IMO.
And going back to what you said about getting a website designed, I think if you are finding yourself trying to DIY this website, say it's on Squarespace or something, and you're hating it, if you can't afford an agency to build a website or a web developer, there's some really great like Squarespace templates and stuff. Like there are cost-effective ways to get started. But again, I think the moral and the message of this episode is stop overthinking and start doing.
And focus on the 80% of the problems that will make your business not succeed. And businesses don't succeed if we've got nothing to sell, no one to sell to or no one to provide our services to.
Yep.
You can find Kayla Miles on Instagram.
You can at by Kayla Moles.
And thank you so much for listening today. We'll hopefully get an update from Alisha.
I was going to say, I'm going to make a note in 6 months. Alisha, text me in 6 months and let's see
Yes, hi Alisha.
how this is going.
I love you, but I just...
Glenn wants the best for you.
I do. I just want the best for you. All right. Thanks, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Any advice is general financial advice only, which does not take into account your objectives, financial situation, or needs. Because of that, you should consider if the advice is appropriate to you and your needs before acting on the information. If you do choose to buy a financial product, read the Product Disclosure Statement, PDS, and Target Market Determination, TMD, and obtain appropriate financial advice tailored to your needs. Simo Interactive Pty Ltd, the publisher of this podcast, and Glenn James are authorised representatives of Money Sherpa Pty Ltd, which holds financial services license 451289. Opinions or comments from any guests on the podcast are theirs and not those of the host or the publisher or their respective license holders.